Hello, welcome to the next program. So in the last program I think we winded up very fast because some issue was there in the my laptop, what is the charger. So we have seen this particular program, that is the part B of our third program, where we were displaying the results. Right now let us see that the same thing we can try to put that in our table format also, because previously we have done it was displaying in the alert window, right? But as far as the program goes, what is given in our exercise, now we are supposed to use a prompt window, and it has clearly told that if I get the numbers using alert. But now we'll try to, just for the practice, now we'll try to change this program. That is, we'll try to the look and feel of this particular program. We'll try to change it. Instead of alert window, let us see how best we can do. So we'll accept a number from our prompt, as just like our previous program. So now if this number not equal to null and number greater than 0, right? If it is not, that means if you are given a valid number, so we'll take a variable. Initially we'll assign that particular variable I2 0. So we'll use document dot write. So now we'll try to put the HTML head, that is table. So here what we'll try to do is, we'll try to effectively use the tables instead of defining tables directly. Now we'll try to put that table tag inside our document dot write. Let us see how we can try to do it. So document dot write, so we'll give an header h2, so we'll use the tag h2. So whatever we do it, whichever HTML tag you are going to embed inside your document dot write, it should be in double quotation, right? In double quotation only we have to use. Now we'll h2 will say the first, we'll give the first, then plus our number num plus in double quotation number and their square r. We'll close header 2. We are just giving a heading to this, right? So now let's see what is the, how we are going to get here. Okay, so I will just save this program. I have not saved this program. So enter a number, right? So it's asking enter a number. Okay, so then it is printing the first 12, right? The first 12, because that number n you have given, the first 12 number and their squares are clear. So the first number and their squares are, this is what we have till now done in our document dot write. Now we will try to put all that result properly in a tabular format, in a table format. So we'll use document dot write inside the double quotation. Now we will use the table tag. You should be very careful for this quotation, double quotation and all, right? So now table will set a border for this. So we'll use border equal to 1. So now as soon as you have a table, you know that table has got table row and table description, all those things, table heading, all those things. So we will be using one by one properly. So you should be very careful when you are using these tags here. So first we'll use a table row, then we'll use th table heading. We'll make that as bold, right? And we'll say number. This thing will close our bold tag here, and we'll close our table head, because this is the heading what we want number, then we want another heading square, right? So here one table heading is over. Now we'll open another table header tag, we'll make it as bold. So next what we want square. We'll close that bold tag and we'll close table header and table row. So we are going to close the table row also, right? And we'll put a break, right? Now clearly try to understand what we are trying to do here. So first we'll execute this and we'll see, so that it will be more clear for us. You just give a number. Now you see what we are getting. So what we are getting, we are trying to make it a table format. So we put a table with a border, header, number and its square. Now if you give 3, next line 1 its square, 2 its square, 3 its square, 5 its square. So it should come in a proper, more formatted way, in a tabular manner we are trying to put. So that is why, so here we have made table tag, we have included, we made a border, table row. First row what we need in a first row number and square. We want a number and we want a square, and this we are making it as header. So once you have used th, table header, so this number and square will be in header format, in a bold, in a broader way. So this is the first line what we have done. Now we are going to use for loop. So for I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to the number what you are accepting from the prompt window, and I plus plus. So we have to calculate each number's square. So now we will use document dot write. So we are going to say document dot write. So now what is the first thing we want to get? So we will use tr, table row. First row we want, then td. So in first column, table row, table column. So what we want this number I. So we will print this number I here. After I, we want square of that, right? Now that particular square of that should come once again in T. We'll end here our tr, that is table row, and td, right? So then plus, sorry, I into I, that is square of that, plus inside the double quotation. So we are going to end td and slash tr, and at the end you put one break, so that it is displayed in our next number. So next we'll go. So this is our document dot write is completed, and at the last we will close this. So document dot write, inside the double quotation will end our table tag. So you should properly open and end the table tag. So now let us see whether the formatting, whether it is coming correct. No. So some errors is there in our the closing and bracket or the table tags. So here td, first close your so let us see. So still some error is there. So just check. So where properly now are you closing this particular table header and slash use Still some error is there, so let us try to see what is that where actually we are. So if you look here carefully, so now what was that mistake? What we have done is that, so table row, table description, right? So now in table description means what? That is the first column, right? In first column you want to display the number I. After this you close your table description TD. Next column again you have to open another TD, so for printing the square of that number. So next again you are going to open again TD, again close, print its square, then now close this table description TD for this TD, right? So then we have one table row. Now for this table row we are ending our table row here, and once again we are just adding one bracket so that it comes in the next row. So now this is what we are trying to do it. So let us save this. Okay, so now we'll give a number 4. Yes, so now we got 4 numbers. The numbers are 1 2 3 4, and its square, 1 square is 1, 2 square, 3 square, and 4 square. Now we have tried to put that in a tabular format. So this is just for practice, we are trying to do it, right? So but actually as far as the strictly as far as the program goes in our exercise, now they have said you have to use alert window, right? You have to use the previous one only. So now let us come into the fourth program. Now what does our fourth program says? So again here also, now what it is, develop, test and validate a XML document. Now it should have check boxes. Now we are going to use 3 check boxes here. One is for a apple, right? So here we are just trying to do some calculations on the fruits, right? So one is for apple, and each apple costs 59 cents, orange costs 49 cents, and banana 39 cents each, and along with a submit button, right? We need to have a particular submit button for each after these 3 check boxes, and each checkbox should have its own on-click event handler. Now we have to design an that is, each checkbox should have an on-click event handler. So when you click on one particular checkbox, like say for example if you click on apple, an event has to be generated. So now these handler must add cost of their fruits to a total cost. Once you click on apple checkbox, what is the each apple costs 59. Now that has to be added into a total cost. So initially total cost will be 0. If you click on apple, that 59 cents should be added into the total cost. If you click on orange, then 49 cents, that individual event handler what you are going to write, it should be added. So after doing all these things, now an event handler for submit button must, after doing all these things, when you click on the submit button, you have to must produce an alert window with the message your total cost is $, right? So it has to print the total cost with the $, including, later you can see, of each fruit, that is the total cost of the choices of fruits what you have done, including 5% of sale tax. So for total tax you have to add 5% of the sale tax, right? This is what you have to do. Next, what it is being given, modify the document to accept quantity for each item using text box. You have to modify that by using text box also. That means you have to do it for the check box as well as the text box. So this is our the fourth program what we have done, what we are having. So now let us try to design the program. So first we'll go to the adding the using the checkbox. So we'll go to our body tag. So let us say head 1. So what is sales report? Some heading will display. We want to display the food sales. So now we are adding a checkbox. We'll use a form tag. It's another tag we are going to use. Now we will just individual form. In this form we are going to add one checkbox, right? So first we will talk about input. So type So what is our type? Now we don't want text, so we want checkbox. So we will type equal to checkbox, and we'll give an ID for this. ID is equal to, so what is this? First one, we want an apple. We have to add an individual handler for this. So on click, so we'll add an individual handle for this. On click, add cost. So we'll call a function add cost. Now here we are going to pass, when you click on this apple button, you know what is the cost of individual apple, 59 cents. So now that we will pass it as an argument to this particular on click. So we are going to pass 0.59 cents. So what is this? We want an apple here, right? So now let us save and let us see what we are going to get here. So now we got fruit sales report. Now we have got a checkbox called as apple. When you click on this, the apple cost 59, each individual cost, whatever the 59 is there, it should, you have to pass this to the script. You have to pass this to a function called as add cost, right? Now which you are going to write later. Now this is apple is completed for us. Now similarly we have to add another 2 checkbox. So what is this? The second, now 3 checkbox we are going to have. First fruit is apple, next one is orange with 49 cents. So this is orange, how much it is, cost is 49 cents is the individual, and the third fruit is banana with 39, right? The third one is banana and it is 39. ID also we will change. Second one is orange and the third one is banana. So observe carefully here, ID we have used small a-o, here capital A-O, right? So now we got 3 check boxes. Clear? So now along with that we need to add a submit button. So next we will add an submit button. So input, now type equal to button. Either you can use like this or directly button type we were using in the previous program. Now we are just saying now type equal to button. Now what value we can give for that button? Directly we can give from here itself. So we can say value equal to, so we'll just say total cost, value is the total cost, and on click. So we'll use the function on click equal to, so you are going to find total cost. We'll write another function now which gives us the total cost. Right? So let us save this. So we are getting a checkbox here, right? So we will just do certain so we got a checkbox here. Down we got because we have used the bracket. So value, so there was a small spelling mistake, because of that you can see that. Be careful when you are using those things. So now we got a total cost. So let us display it by giving another break tag. So that it comes bit below, right? So now you can see that it is down and total cost. When I click on this, now all the other functionalities we have to do. So first, when you click on the individual checkbox, these things has to add, we have to add it into our cost. Later we have to add the sales tax. So how much is the sales tax given? 5%, right? We have to add 5% to the sales tax. So now we will start our script. So now first we will take some variables. So total cost, initially we will assign total cost to 0, and we will take another variable, grand total. Right, we are taking the two variables. Now we will write a function. Now the first function is to add cost. That is, whenever you click on the checkbox, those individual cost, whatever is there, apple, orange or banana, it should be added to the total cost. So we will take total cost. Initially what was your total cost? 0. So total cost equal to or plus equal to, whichever you want you can write. So now you are going to add. Now here you see here, add cost, the function what we have written here. Now we are passing this, the cost of individual fruit, right? If you click on this checkbox apple, you should pass 0.59. Since there is an argument you are going to pass, so we will store that in cost, and in total cost we are going to add that cost here, right? So if you click on apple, 0.59 comes here. If you click on orange, 0.59, initially it is 0 plus 0.59 plus orange, if you have clicked, 0.59 plus 0.59. So that much total cost has been added here. Now this function is only used when these three check buttons are been clicked. So that is what they have clearly given that. So each checkbox should have its own on click event handler. This is what we have done, on click event handler we have done. Now later on, now we are going to write another function now which finds the total cost. So total cost. Now you can see here, when you click on this button total cost, now we should get a function called as the, that is the it should go to this particular function total cost, and now you have to add the sales, that is the tax you are going to add. So we will take a variable, so sales tax. Now what is your sales tax? It is the total cost 5% of that, so 0 multiplied with 0.05. So now what will be your grand total? So we'll say we have used a variable for grand total. Now this grand total will be equal to your total plus sales tax. So how much tax you have added? Now we will use an alert window, and in your alert window, now you are going to print your total cost is equal to, or total cost is dollar. So you want in that particular form only. So plus your grand total. This is what the program says, or this is what is being given, right? We'll see whether it is going to work. So now, right, we'll close this. So now apple. So now we'll click on this apple. So when I click on this apple, how much? So 0.59. So it goes. Now your total cost is so 0.6194. So what is the cost of individual apple cents is, that is 0.59 cents, right? Multiplied with the 5% you are adding to the sales tax. So when you add that sales tax, so you are getting the total amount of this one. So now if you select orange also, so it increases, right? Because now you are selecting an orange also. So this is how we have done the part A of your fourth program, where you are going to add. So here we are just trying to understand how you are going to add an event listeners, or when you are going to click the event listeners, or when you are trying to use the check buttons, how you are going to use the check buttons and how you are going to get. Now the part B of our program says that modify the document to accept quantities for each item using text box. Right now, how much quantity you are going to get, you are going to use the text box. And like say, now see in the previous program here what you are going to get, just you clicked once and you got, but you want to say like you want 10 apples, you want to have 20 oranges, you want to have 5 bananas, and what is the total of all those things, and for that when you add the sale tax, how much you are going to get. So those things we can get only by using the text boxes. So now we will try to work it on that particular the program where now we are trying to use those things. So we will just start, right? So we'll go to our body tag. So now what we want to display it in a text box you are going to take. So we will use form tags, right? So first is, so we will go with first fruit apple. So we'll put an input button, text box input. So type equal to what? Text. ID is equal to apple. We'll give the ID as apple. So we'll use a break tag. So now we can see here we had an apple, right? So we'll put here in, we'll have h1 tag also, and we can say we'll give some heading so that it looks, you can give the heading title for the program name. So we got an apple where you are going to write how much is the quantity of the apple. Similarly, we'll take another button. So orange, type equal to text, give the, and we'll type the third one is banana, right? So three text box we have added. So now we'll be adding another input. Now type equal to button. We'll have a button, and value for this, that is the caption, we are going to give some total cost, right? So you'll put the total cost, and on click. So on click we will write a function to find the total cost. JavaScript, you will be writing a function to find our total cost. So after this we want to display the result. We'll take another input box text, and we'll use ID for this is equal to, so ID is equal to, let us say, cost, and we'll use another this thing called as a on blur. So that means it, once you click on that particular button, once you get the total, it becomes blur, right? Some new things we'll be using. So we'll just say you are. So now these things are clear for us. Now we will write the script. Now this is the designing aspect what we have done. So we have just put three, let us see, 3 buttons we have put here. For apple, how much apple you want, how much banana you want, for how much oranges you want, you can view the items, and then you can, when you click on this, you have to get the total cost. So we will go to our script, and we'll try to write the script. We'll write a function, right? JavaScript you are going to write. So now we'll write a function so which finds the total cost. So we'll use a variable, so apple, orange, so 3 variables we are trying to use. Now apple equal to, since we are putting that in document, so we are going to get that document dot get element by id apple dot value, right? We'll get its value. Similarly, we'll get the value of other 2 fruits also. So orange, and the third one is banana, right? The ID, we'll change this ID to orange, and the third ID to banana. So we got the values of all these things. Now we are going to find the total. So we'll take a variable, we'll say total is equal to apple, that is here how much apple you are given. Like said 5 apples means what is the cost of individual apple, so multiply with that. So it is 0.59 cents plus how many oranges multiplied with its individual cost, it is 49 I think so. So what is the cost? Let us just check it. Orange is 49 cents, right? 49 plus banana into 39. So we got the final total we did. So now we'll be adding sale tax. So sale tax is equal to total multiplied with 5%, 0.04. and what is your grand total? Now we'll take a variable, grand total is equal to this particular total plus sales tax, and we'll say document dot get element by id cost dot value is equal to grand total, right? So this is what a simple thing we have made the modification. So you are getting from the text box apple, orange, how many apples, how many orange or banana, and when you click on this total on this button, so total cost, control goes here to you are calling this function, you are getting its value and you are trying to do the other things. Now let us see. So we will have one orange, we click on the total cost. So let us say, so when you take each one item of the fruits, so it is the cost is 3, right? 3 orange, so it is 0.59, 49 and 39 cents multiplied it with the sales tax, so you are going to get the total cost, right? Now further, now you are going to use, so here we said that on blur, right? You can further increase the, you have to write a particular what is this particular function on blur function you can write, so that after you get a total you can change the color. So right now again will not try to do it, so we'll just remove this here. We are just trying to find this, so that much trying to get just the functionalities only, so we'll just get the functionalities. Right, so now this is your the 4th program, it's your 4th program with the part B. So where you are changing, so in the part A you are taking the check boxes, in part B you are going with a text box and trying to get the total number or how many fruits you want. Whereas in the part A, so just the check box, you cannot select how many apples you need, how many oranges you need. Just for one it is trying to give. So with this particular program you are trying to see that how to use the check box as well as how to use the text box also. And when you are using checkbox, how you are going to handle the individual handler. So this completes our fourth program. So till now, so we have discussed the third program, which consists of again A and B two parts, and we have done the fourth one, which again contains A and B part with slightly modification. So in the next video we will be going to our fifth program, where we are going to look at how we are going to validate. So this program comes related to the validation, how you are going to use a regular expression and how to validate the USN number. Even you are going to use CSS and event handler to make it more appealing, that means look and feel, and how you are going to make. So like not only to in this program, you can use the CSS, separate CSS files to all the programs and make your program that is look and feel more better, which I just keep on repeatedly I will be telling in all the classes as well as in our lab. So in our next video, now we will try to go into our fifth program. So practice all these four programs, right? So all the four programs are very easy, but as once you get the functionality, once you get the output like this, now try to use CSS and try to make the look and feel of your program more interactive, such that it will wherein which you will be learning more and more tags. So hope you have understood all the four programs. Try to practice it and do it. So have a nice day. Bye bye.